Okay, here's a story that I love. It's part of our morning rounds. New evidence suggests that even a small amount of exercise could lower the risk of depression. A recent study in JAMA Psychiatry looked at more than 600,000 adults. It assessed their genetic makeup, medical history, and physical activity levels. And researchers determined participants who were genetically more likely to exercise may be less likely to develop depression. In 2016, an estimated 16.2 million adults in the U.S. had at least one major depressive episode. Our Dr. David Agus is here with the science behind exercising for mental and physical health. So this is so fascinating because I think we understand it intuitively to be true that exercise makes you feel better. But this is the first study, right, to show that physical activity could help prevent depression. What did we learn?
This is important. You know, previous studies have showed an association. People who exercise have less depression. But this study, in a very clever genetic way, where they actually were able to use genetics to randomize people, because I can't do a placebo-controlled trial and say you sit for 5 years and you exercise, but it showed causality, right? That exercise itself, no matter who you are, can reduce the risk of depression.
And I thought one of the most uplifting things is that just 15 minutes of jogging can do the trick, right?
15 minutes of jogging, an hour of gardening, get outside and do something. Or if the weather is like it is today in New York, do it indoors. But the key is, do something every day and you'll prevent the risk of depression. My patients now, when they come in and they say, I'm starting to feel a little depressed and not do as much, my first thing is not prescribe a pill, but get outside and do something.
But when you're depressed, David, you probably don't feel like exercising. That's what I find difficult about this study.
No question about it.
In the bed, I don't want to get up and exercise.
So the first is to prevent depression, exercise. So before you get there. The second is, yes, you're right. When you're depressed, nobody wants to go and exercise. The last thing you want to do. But we have to rise above that.
Call me.
So
I'll come get you.
is this going to change how doctors treat depression?
I hope so. I mean, I certainly hope so. We don't want to reflex now, write a pill. Let's really push and try to prevent it. Everybody, when they come in, say, I need you to exercise for your heart health, for your mind health, and for your psychiatric health. They're critical.
People are going to want to know, what does this mean, exercise? How much does your heart rate have to go up, and so forth?
And what kind? Yeah, that's a good question.
So this study showed that 15 minutes of jogging, 2 hours a week, 15 minutes a day can have a benefit. The way my rule of thumb to patients is, I'd love you every day to get your heart rate 50% higher from where it starts for 15 minutes. If your heart rate starts at 60, get it to 90. That's not a crazy amount of exercise. It means you don't even need necessarily to be sweating or out of breath. Just move is critical.
So there had been a question about, is there a best time of day to exercise? And those who like to exercise at night, some might say, you know, you're not going to be able to go to sleep at night because you've got all that endorphin rush. This debunks that, correct?
Well, very coincidentally, Bianna, yesterday came out a study showing that if you exercise at night, it does not negatively affect sleep. And I think that's critical, right? Is that you have to do what's best for your schedule. You have little kids, you got to get ready for school in the morning, you can't exercise. Now it says you can exercise at night and it won't negatively affect your sleep. And it may actually suppress what you eat, which is maybe in the end good for you also.
This has been my motto, 2019, every darn day.
And she's
for
done
this
it
reason.
every darn day.
Darn?
EDD.
Yeah.
Every darn day.
Every darn day. There it is. Hashtag.
I have not done it every darn day, but this is very encouraging news.
I love to have a positive story.
Yes.
Thank you, David.
Great.
Yeah.
That's
Always good to see you.